Warner Brothers Discovery HBO Max CEO basically said in a panel they don't need the NBA. What? Okay. So word around the campfire is that Turner Sports has 2 years remaining on their current deal with the NBA. And Adam Silver said in a conference call that he believes that once that 2 years is up and they renegotiate, word around the campfire is that he wants a $3 billion a year extension when they re-up with Turner Sports. Now, the NBA also has a TV rights deal with ESPN, Fox Sports 1 to some extent, and Adam Silver feels like the NBA, once the TV deal is ripped up in the next couple of seasons, that he estimates that the NBA is worth $3 billion a season if you want to continue to have the NBA on your network. Now, also, Jeff Bezos, Amazon, they're in the hunt as far as getting an exclusive TV deal with the NBA. They do have a deal with the NFL. I believe it's the Thursday night game will be on Amazon Prime. That's fine and dandy, but a lot of analysts, including myself, feels like $3 billion a year for the NBA is way too much. Yesterday's price isn't today's price. Now, a lot of people are saying basically, oh my God, this means that Shaquille O'Neal, Ernie Johnson, and Charles Barkley and Kenny Smith is going to be heading to the unemployment line if they don't renegotiate their TV deal with the NBA and they just pay up the NBA and give them their $3 billion a year. Now, a lot of analysts feels like due to several reasons, the NBA is on a decline. When you look at the TV ratings for the NBA, it's basically on a decline. Now, a lot of people say, well, you're not including the streaming. You're not including a lot of things to that rating. Now, that was a lot of excuses. A couple of years ago, but they include all that, and the NBA across the board is struggling with their ratings. I indicated, and I said this in a video when I was talking about the NBA and their ratings, how low the ratings were, that there's a couple of reasons why the NBA ratings are extremely low. I feel like one important thing of it is the fan base. I feel like the fan base who, buy these season pass, these NBA pass, or who goes to the arenas and pay their tickets, I feel like the fans have a resentment with the NBA. The NBA in several years have been going through a lot of changes, and a lot of these changes don't cooperate alongside with the NBA fans. Now, I'm just telling you, do not shoot the messenger, but I feel like a lot of fans, it doesn't matter if they're old or young or what nationality or what God they believe in, I feel like a lot of these NBA fans are sort of kind of disgusted with the NBA. When you look at the social justice movement, that didn't help the NBA as well. The NBA, just in a joint effort with the NBA players, I feel like it's a novice approach, letting the world know that the NBA has the back of the NBA players, but some of these events were sort of extreme to a lot of fans, and that sort of turned a lot of fans off with the social injustice, the woke movement, and things of that nature. Once again, do not shoot the messenger, okay? If you want to address the message, that's fine, okay? You can hit it up in the comment section and blow the comment section up. I'm just telling you that a lot of fans did not like the woke movement of the NBA. particularly having politics and things that went that was in the news. A lot of police shootings. Even though I feel like it's good that the NBA players and the NBA league took a stand for that, it just gotten way too political and way too woke for a lot of fans out there, okay? I feel like another reason why the NBA is struggling also in ratings is the constant super team movement. Having all the NBA stars on one team, I feel like that really hurt the NBA, particularly when you're selling it to the majority of the fan base. Believe it or not, the majority of the fan base are not fans of the Los Angeles Lakers. They're not fans of the Miami Heat. They're not fans of the Brooklyn Nets. I feel like they, when you talk about those franchises, they have a multitude of fans, but I don't think the majority of the fans are willing to pay upwards to $100+ for a season pass, or buy season tickets, or go see, travel and go see their favorite player on their super team. I don't think that's very beneficial to the whole NBA team. I think it's beneficial to a handful of teams. I think it's very beneficial to a handful of superstars, but overall, it really does hurt the league. When you have all of your top-rated stars collectively on one team, it's an imbalance. And a lot of, fair weather fans or hardcore fans simply just cannot consistently follow the NBA because they know day in and day out their team does not have a chance. Now, there were some bright spots in this TV deal. We did get the Milwaukee Bucks to win an NBA title. Congratulations. All right. So the Toronto Raptors have won a title. Congratulations. But the rest of these super teams, even though Golden State, they drafted all those players, a lot of fans were turned off by Golden State having all the talent. And what made it even worse, when Kevin Durant took his talents to Golden State, that did not help the league globally, and it really didn't sell the league. It sold the Golden State Warriors, it sold Kevin Durant, it sold those individual players, but it did not collectively help the NBA. And what made matters even more worse, LeBron James and Anthony Davis trying to join a duo, trying to form a super team there. The Los Angeles Clippers with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George collectively trying to start a super team there. The Miami Heat, some people feel like the Boston Celtics started this movement with Kevin Durant, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen. They started this movement. I felt like when it was first initiated, a lot of people were kind of upset about it, but the rest of the league wasn't contaminated by this theory. And then LeBron James took his talents to South Beach, and that's when we had this huge influx of a lot of teams. A lot of these players trying to form super teams. I feel like the super team movement really hurt and did a disservice to the NBA, and it kind of diminished the value of the NBA. Once again, it helped a handful of teams get titles. It helped a handful of teams gain some popularity as far as and revenue and things of that nature. But collectively, it did not globally help the shield of the NBA. And a lot of fans were turned off about that, and they showed their frustrations by not supporting or going to the games, by not watching the games, by not re-upping on their season pass. But it's just the way it is. Now, bandwagon fans, fair weather fans, and fans of certain players like Kevin Durant and LeBron James, they benefited heavily in this sort of quote-unquote new era. But overall, I think the hardcore fans were turned off by it, and it just didn't transcend, or a lot of people believe in these small market teams and just teams in general having an opportunity and a chance to win an NBA title. and that was few and far between. I feel like another thing that hurt the NBA is the constant frustration between the stars and the media. Old media versus new media. A lot of these NBA players have their own pod shows. A lot of these NBA players have have media network. I feel like it benefits the player, but it does not benefit the NBA as a whole. It really hurts the NBA as a whole, and it doesn't advertise the NBA. It sort of just advertise that player. But what if you're not a fan of that player? All right. Another thing that really hurt the NBA is marketing. The NBA. The NBA would market the teams more so. Now they're just marketing the players. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, what happened? Well, when back in the 80s and 90s, they market Magic and Larry Bird. They market Isaiah Thomas. They market Michael Jordan. That is true. But overall, these players were never going to form super teams. All right. Now, a lot of people felt like it was very competitive in those eras, maybe not, and wasn't too friendly in those eras. And a lot of people feel like in this era, they're way too friendly. They don't want to compete, and they want to collectively join forces and have their own miniature super team Justice League. Now, again, do not shoot down the messenger. I'm just giving you the message of what the tempo is for fans of the NBA. I feel like all of these reasons is why slowly but surely a lot of NBA fans are turned off to the NBA, and they have took their dollars, their time, and their resources in other leagues. I said this in a video. When the NFL was down in ratings in that COVID year, I felt like the NBA had an opportunity to show the world how important their league is, and they could have gotten a leg up on the NFL. But they suspended the season. They gave a long layoff and a long break, and they played the remaining regular season in one stadium. They played all the playoffs in one stadium, and they played the NBA Finals in one stadium. I felt like a lot of people wasn't giving credit to the NBA and Adam Silver's by finishing the season, instead of the first, instead of canceling the season. I feel like after this COVID situation, it seems like it's business as usual, and the NFL is king of the sports in the jungle sports media market. I think the NFL is more healthier than it was in that COVID year. All right. And the NBA has slowly but surely have lost a lot of their fans, has lost the luster of the NBA. And now when you look at and you read this article, Turner Sports is basically saying we're not going to pay $3 billion a year just to have live games on the NBA. Now, a key fact I feel like out of all the networks, I feel like Turner Sports can survive without the NBA, and I'll allow your brother to explain. I feel like the stars that they have on inside the NBA are more popular and more lovable or hateable than it's a consistent balance of love and hate, and it's more popular than the NBA games that they show on their network. And I'm thinking that that's what the whole key thing with Turner Sports. Turner Sports is basically saying, look, we're not going to overbid for an IP that is not that popular. When you look at it on retrospective, it doesn't bring in those ratings. And finally, a lot of companies have cut their ad budget down. Not too many ads, they're carefully placing ads in products that in IPs that are sustainable and very successful. I feel like a lot of these big time corporations are using more resources and more ads on things that are extremely popular to the fans, like the NFL. And the NBA isn't the only guy on the on the street that's struggling. The the National Baseball, the NBA, NBA, the baseball league, they have struggled. The MLB has struggled, and they're going to have to reevaluate how they do business as far as their TV deal and marketing and things of that nature. Their ratings were tanked. I don't know if a lot of people have noticed, but this World Series, not a lot of people watch and stay glued to the World Series. So when their TV deal is up, they're going to take a huge loss as far as renegotiating with other networks. Amazon is out there. You look at Apple, they're out there. There are, a lot of other popular networks that will love to have MLB on their channel or on their streaming services, as well as the NBA. But the NBA is going to have to face facts and face reality. It's not a popular sport. It's not the second best popular sport. And at the end of the day, it's not as popular as football. Now, Amazon and Apple and ESPN and Fox Sports 1 and maybe Turner Sports, and CBS Sports, I'm thinking I'm missing a couple other networks. They're probably willing to overpay to get football on their network. But as far as the NBA goes, a lot of those networks will pinch pennies and look at the stats and look at the reality of the NBA. It's not a popular sport among their own fan base. It's not even a popular sport to the fan bases. All right, and these corporations, they're gonna go where the ratings are at an all-time high and the fans are willing to join to watch these games. And right now it's the NFL. The NFL is king, and everyone else is a distant third. They're not even in second place. All right. So once again, I'll say this again: do not shoot the messenger. If you want to poke holes in this theory, you want to poke holes in reality, go right ahead. But I just don't. I feel like when the 2 years is up, the NBA is going to have to reevaluate the value of that league, and they're not going to get that $3 billion a year as far as a TV deal go. I feel like out of all the big players, maybe Amazon will spend a little bit more to exclusively have the NBA. I feel like ESPN, they'll pay a little bit more for an NBA package, and Fox Sports 1 will probably follow suit. But as far as Turner Sports go, I don't think anyone's willing to give the NBA $3 billion a year. But guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. Comment in the comment section. Share this content with your friends, family, and followers. And I will see you guys in the next video. Deuces.